twisters tearing across the South and floods forcing water rescues. The moment this man clinging to a tree is finally saved. And now the new threat, as that storm hammers the heartland again.
Also this morning, the Capitol Hill clash. Attorney General William Barr now refusing this morning to show up for day 2 in the House after a heated Senate showdown over the Mueller report. Why didn't Barr reveal to the American people Bob Mueller was unhappy with what he did? Now some Democrats are demanding Barr resign.
The college hero who gave up his life to try and stop a gunman now identified what he did to save his classmates as the suspect heads to court today.
The bounce house horror. Several students inside injured as the wind carries this inflatable house more than 240 feet. One of the teens airlifted to the hospital.
The stunning new report on screen time and your family. Diane Sawyer here with a first look. The shocking statistics. Adults spending an average of 49 days a year on tablets and phones. And what happens when you're distracted for just 2 minutes.
I promise that you'll never find another like me.
And nobody like Taylor Swift to kick off one of the biggest nights in music, the Billboard Music Awards honoring Paula, Mariah, but the night belonging to the Jonas Brothers, and the huge surprise wedding between Joe and Sophie Turner just after the show.
I'm a sucker for you.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And we do say Good Morning America. Great to have you with us here on a Thursday morning. Big night in Vegas. Great to be here. Great to be here. I have to say, I was watching yesterday. That interview with Alex Trebek was so incredibly moving.
His candor about dealing with chemotherapy, dealing with the side effects, really helped so many people. He gave you a shout out as well.
But only you could do that. Very candid and hopeful.
Yeah, hopeful.
We need that.
That is.
So brief.
Yeah. We're going to begin this morning with that severe weather threat. More than 20 million in the path of possible flooding, hail, even tornadoes after those deadly storms hit the South. Marcus Moore is in Denton, Texas, and has the very latest for us. Good morning, Marcus.
Robin, good morning. This violent storm brought with it powerful winds that snapped trees in this neighborhood, including this massive tree that fell onto part of a home and crushed a Ford Mustang in the driveway.
Oh my God, there we go.
This morning, deadly storms on the move. 30 reported twisters tearing across America's heartland this week. Much of Oklahoma under a state of emergency. Overnight, dangerous flooding and crippling damage to the state. The storm knocking down power lines, toppling trees onto homes, and this baseball field left with scattered cinder blocks. The storm claiming at least 2 lives. First responders frantically searched for a car that was swept away in Tulsa. The man found dead inside. The same storm injuring 22 others. In Texas, an EF1 twister with 90-mile-per-hour winds uprooted trees and made roads impassable in Denton. A man in Missouri is lucky to be alive this morning after high water over a bridge swept his truck into a creek. A rescue team found the man clinging to a tree just inches above rushing waters, his truck nowhere in sight. The storm stretching all the way up to Michigan. This neighborhood in Dearborn looking more like a lake. Dozens of people trapped in their homes. The rescue effort took hours. The disaster taking its toll.
It's a home. A house is paid for. We have no flood insurance. I can't afford it.
And the Mississippi River in Davenport, Iowa, submerging the downtown area since Tuesday. And people in this region have already endured 2 days of severe weather, and now we are looking at day number 3, and the main concern now is flooding. Cecilia?
Such a destruction out there. Okay, Marcus, thank you. The severe weather threat is far from over, unfortunately. There is also concern about flash flooding. Ginger tracking it all. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning, Cecilia. Check this out. The radar this morning, raining from Peoria, Illinois to more than 4 inches of rain in this line that is in Texas, headed toward Houston, even some severe storms. And that's the area we're concerned about because it's a stationary front, barely moves, and these rain storms train along it. What we're going to end up seeing is not just the potential for damaging wind and hail in the 2 areas you see highlighted there that include Louisville up to Evansville, Indiana, but also that rain. We could end up seeing, again, 3 to 5 inches on top of what's already fallen, David.
All right, Ginger, we'll see you shortly. In the meantime, we're going to turn now to the major headline developing on Capitol Hill this morning. The Attorney General William Barr is now refusing to show up for day 2 of questioning after he was grilled by senators who wanted to know why he didn't reveal to the American people that Bob Mueller was not happy with how Barr handled the Mueller report. Barr calling Mueller's complaints, his letter, a bit snitty. Let's get right to Mary Bruce. She's live on Capitol Hill. And Mary, Barr was not happy with how he was going to be questioned today?
Yeah, David, Barr is objecting to the format here and proposed long rounds of questions from committee attorneys. The Justice Department says that's inappropriate and notes that Barr was grilled here yesterday for more than 5 hours. Barr was forced to defend his actions after it was revealed that Mueller himself complained about Barr's summary of the report. Mueller writing in a letter that Barr took his findings out of context. And now this morning, David, there are growing calls from Democrats for the Attorney General to resign.
This letter was an extraordinary act. A career prosecutor rebuking the Attorney General of the United States, memorializing in writing, right?
The letter's a bit snitty, and I think it was probably written by one of his staff people.
Mueller did not make a determination on obstruction of justice, but Barr did, declaring in his summary that the president did not obstruct.
So you accepted the report as the evidence?
Yes.
You did not question or look at the underlying evidence that supports the conclusions in the report?
No.
Barr called concerns over his version of the findings mind-bendingly bizarre and took this jab at Mueller.
His work concluded when he sent his report to the Attorney General. At that point, it was my baby.
Now, instead of hearing from Barr again today, what we will see is an empty chair and a fair amount of showmanship. The chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Gerald Nadler, will still gavel in and members will still deliver remarks. But, David, it is just another sign of the escalating tension here between Democrats and this administration.
So, Mary, as William Barr refuses to come back for day 2, you said there's going to be an empty chair there today. Many are focused on whether Robert Mueller will actually testify before the American people. What are you hearing on that front? How likely is it?
Well, over in the Senate, Republicans are making clear they have no plans to call up Mueller. But here in the House, Chairman Nadler has said he's eyeing a May 15th date for a possible hearing. David, there's nothing firm on the books just yet, but the Attorney General has said he does not plan to stand in the way.
All right, long day ahead. We'll see you on World News Tonight, Mary. Thanks.
You're going to have a lot to say then.
That's for
sure.
sure.
All right, David. Now to an incredible story of heroism in that deadly college shooting. One of the 2 students killed in the attack, rushing the shooter, knocking him off his feet, sacrificing his own life to save others. Steve Osunsami is at the University of North Carolina there in Charlotte with more. And Steve, the shooter, we hear is going to be in court today.
He is. He's going to appear in court this afternoon. I'm standing in front of Kennedy Hall where those 2 students were killed. Behind me, you'll see that students have started a memorial of flowers and candles that they've placed on the front steps in front of the building. The accused gunman has not yet entered a plea. He's facing multiple charges, including murder and attempted murder.
Charlotte area police this morning say there's a hero in the middle of this tragedy, and it's this young man who tried to stop the alleged gunman and was shot dead. Police say his 22-year-old Tristan Terrell was standing up from his seat in the middle of an anthropology class, gunning down students. 21-year-old Riley Howell made a decision to knock the accused gunman off his feet. Howell was shot dead, but police say he saved lives.
We talk about heroism. The first and foremost hero, as far as I'm concerned, and his name is Riley Howell.
In a statement, his parents shared that he loved the lake and was friends with anyone and everyone, a big muscular guy with a huge heart. He and 19-year-old Ellis Parlier were mourned at a campus vigil Wednesday night. 19-year-old Drew Pescaro, a campus sports writer, and 3 other students who were wounded are expected to recover.
We have multiple victims in here. We're going to need multiple ambulances.
Jack Spiegel was in the classroom.
All of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. And then everyone just started running.
He believes he would have been hurt or killed if he were sitting on the same side of the class as the accused shooter.
It could have been your last day. It definitely could have. If he had went into the other entrance, I would be dead. I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. I would be dead.
This all happened on the final day of classes. Witnesses say the accused gunman was sitting there for 10 minutes before he got up and started shooting. Finals have been moved to Sunday. Graduation will take place as scheduled. And one of those victims who was hospitalized will walk and get her degree. Cecilia.
Oh, gosh, that gives us all chills. Steve Osunsami, thank you so much. We are going to turn now to the chaos in Venezuela. Massive protests against embattled President Nicolas Maduro. He appears to be holding on for now, but the Trump administration wants him out. The FAA ordering all U.S. carriers to cease operations there as of today, imposing a minimum altitude of 26,000 feet for flights in Venezuela's airspace, citing political instability there. Senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell has the latest.
This morning, Venezuela's chaos intensifying. A journalist covering the turmoil here in Caracas injured by an explosion in the street. Microphone still in hand as he's rushed off to safety. Tens of thousands of people taking to the street to protest against President Maduro, demanding change and freedom. His security forces firing tear gas as the crisis deepens.
On a regular basis, we're seeing injured protesters being rushed up on motorbike ambulances and being taken to the hospitals nearby.
Libertad! Libertad! Opposition leader Juan Guaido urging the country's armed forces to join the opposition and defect against Maduro.
Fuera Maduro!
Tensions growing as the U.S. doubles down on its support for the opposition leader. Acting Secretary of Defense Patrick Shanahan having this to say after cancelling his trip this week.
When people say there are, all options are on the table, they literally are.
Meanwhile, supporters of President Maduro rallying behind him. Seen here, unwavering. This morning, still in firm control of the military.
And as you heard, all options on the table from the U.S. Our thanks to Ian Pannell this morning. In the meantime, we're going to turn now to the hundreds of passengers and crew reportedly trapped on a cruise ship this morning because of a measles emergency. That ship has now been quarantined on the Caribbean island of St. Lucia after authorities confirmed someone on board does have the measles and that others have likely been exposed. ABC's Victor Akendo is live this morning at the port of Miami. Victor, what can you tell us?
Well, good morning, David. St. Lucia's chief medical officer deciding not to take any chances here. They've been following the measles outbreak here in the United States, now deciding to keep that ship quarantined and docked.
This morning, a cruise ship in the Caribbean with about 300 people on board is under quarantine after a case of the measles was found.
We got information early this morning through two reputable sources, that there was a confirmed case of measles on board a cruise ship which visited our island.
The government of St. Lucia ordering crew and passengers to stay on the ship while it investigates. The CDC is already tracking the worst spike in the U.S. in decades, more than 700 cases across 22 states. The outbreak mostly hitting people who are unvaccinated.
First starts with cold symptoms, fever, cough, runny nose, and sometimes red eyes. And that can last for about 3 to 4 days before the rash comes on. So if you haven't been vaccinated and you have what seems like a bad cold, it actually might be measles.
One of the most highly contagious viruses in the world. If an unprotected person is exposed to the measles, they have a 90% chance of contracting the disease.
It's a very, very contagious virus. It's probably the most contagious virus that humans get.
The quarantine ship, just the latest case in an outbreak that officials are fighting to contain.
Now an investigation is underway, but in the meantime, no one is allowed to leave that ship. Robin?
Understandable. Victor, thank you. Now to a scary bounce house accident in Washington State. 5 students injured, one critically, when the inflatable went flying in the wind. Gio Benitez is here with that story for us. Good morning, Gio.
Robin, good morning to you. Yeah, witnesses say they were all having a great time when out of nowhere, the inflatable went airborne as high as 20 feet in the air, then came crashing down, injuring those students.
This morning, a dramatic moment caught on camera, injuring 5 high school students. Listen to the wind as we watch a bounce house being tossed around during a student body event at a high school in Zillah, Washington. The bounce house carried more than 240 feet by a gust of wind Wednesday afternoon. One student receiving CPR before being airlifted.
I don't know. It was pretty crazy. I don't know how this could happen.
Bounce house injuries have been going up in recent years. One estimate says the number of injuries equals more than 30 children a day, or about 1 child every 45 minutes. Each incident just as terrifying, like this bounce house going airborne in 2017 at a carnival in South Carolina.
Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here.
And a spiral of wind makes this bounce house roll over, then takes it into the air with 3 small kids inside. Incredibly, all survived.
Thank goodness. And this morning, Zilla High School, where this latest incident occurred, says their hearts go out to the students, the parents, the staff, and that they are looking into this right now.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Boy, that's
Thank you.
Thanks, Gio. We're going to turn now to the incredible performances and winners stealing the show at the Billboard Music Awards. Drake breaking a record, Taylor Swift, the names go on and on. Paula Abdul, of course, the Jonas Brothers owning the stage. Lara's here with all the details.
I am indeed. Good morning to you all. Yes, Drake took home the biggest award of the night, but make no mistake, the show is all about the music, and the performances did not disappoint. It all kicked off with Taylor Swift performing her record-breaking new single, Me, for the very first time at the Billboard Music Awards. A reunited Jonas Brothers also rocking the arena. Front row and center cheering them on, their significant others, including Priyanka Chopra, who stole a kiss from new husband Nick Jonas. The three brothers lighting up the stage to perform their new single. Singing along, Sophie Turner, just hours before she and Joe Jonas would get married in a surprise Vegas ceremony. 80s legend Paula Abdul jumping into some of her biggest career hits, like and other major performances, Ariana Grande and living legend Madonna. But it was Drake who had the most to celebrate. After racking up 12 awards, he is now officially the most decorated Billboard Awards recipient in history.
I want to thank my mom for her relentless effort in my life. No matter how long it took me to figure out what I wanted to do, you were always there to give me a ride, and now we're on one hell of a ride.
And the diva herself, Mariah Carey, receiving Billboard's Icon Award. Delivering an emotional speech where, as she put it, she tossed a tissue and dropped the mic.
To anybody who doesn't allow themselves to be broken and keeps getting up and keeps holding on and keeps standing tall, keeps unbelieving and keeps rising, I celebrate you tonight.
All right, there you have it. She still got it.
Yes,
she
does.
So does Drake. He's now got 27 career Billboard Awards. That leapfrogs Taylor Swift, who has 23 wins. And we do have much more on the billboards, on Taylor, and that surprise Jonas wedding all coming up in the next hour.
What happens in Vegas, everyone knows about.
Yes. So much for that old saying.
Right.
Thank you. We're following a lot of other headlines this morning, including a new twist in the college admission scandal. The family who reportedly paid $6.5 million to get their child into Stanford, and now could more parents be in hot water?
And Robin, you know Diane Sawyer's here this morning. She'll be here live. The first look at her new special on Screen Time. And boy, this was eye-opening. What happens when parents, really for just 2 minutes, are asked to focus on their phone while their little kids are in the room, their toddler right there. They were part of the experiment, the parents, but it's tough to watch what really happens.
Those numbers are startling.
Yeah, Diane's here. But let's get back over to Ginger, who is tracking the severe weather for us.
She's on her screen time. What?
It's my kids aren't here, so I'm actually looking at the radar, so it's productive. See how that works? Yeah, because it's a big deal today. Just west of Chicago, 5.5 inches of rain. Wheaton, Illinois shows you what that does. It comes quickly, and you've got more on the way from there. More heavy rain all the way from Texas right through Kentucky and Indiana. So we're keeping an eye on all of that and the flash flood potential. Your local weather in 30 seconds. But first, some summer-like cities sponsored by Ancestry.com. I'm going to go ahead and get back to this.
This year, Ancestry isn't celebrating Mother's Day. We're celebrating Colleen's Day, Julia's Day, Marie's Day, and all the one-of-a-kind women we call Mom. Ancestry DNA tells a story as unique as she is, with an engaging new experience that can help her uncover rich family details. Give her Ancestry DNA for Denise's Day. And at just $59, grab one for Jeff's Day, too. Order a kit at Ancestry.com.
Near record warmth today. The record 91 will stay just shy of it today, but with high humidity, it will certainly feel very uncomfortable. We're starting with the morning fog, that fog burning off around 9 to 10 a.m. and then more fog overnight with a day tomorrow of 85 degrees. Each afternoon, we'll have the chance for some strong thunderstorms, including on Saturday between noon and on into the afternoon hours. Your Sunday, much cooler now at 70 degrees with a 50% chance of seeing some rain.
Thing screens are good for a basket of puppies. You're welcome.
Always.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
That's true. Diane Sawyer is going to join us on our next half hour. We'll be right back.
Guys, what's the matter? The great outdoors is supposed to be fun.
I heard there were fleas out here.
And ticks. And mosquitoes. Listen up, scaredy cats. We all have K9 Advantix 2 to protect us. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes.
And mosquitoes?
All three. So let's just enjoy our